what's the greatest thing that I've learned about myself through all of my travels? Well, probably life is fun. And I've been on some wild freaking adventures. I have gone through some serious discomfort and trying situations. And through all of that, the base teaching of, hey, enjoy, because you only get to do it once has definitely carried me through. But as an example of extreme discomfort. So first time we went to Indonesia, it was 2005. Mas Nate and I were headed over there to, do the official test in the traditional birthplace of Merpati Putih. And so we get over there. I'm so excited. I've been training so hard. I'm so ready for this adventure. And we've heard so many things, but never experienced it ourselves. So this actually could take like 25 videos, and I'll break down more in the future here. But let me just give you a little piece of this. So we come in and we were first in Jakarta, then we went out to the traditional birthplace of Merpati Putih, and something that they didn't really tell us about with anti-malarial medications that we were on, or hey, they're going to give you psychotic dreams. And so I hadn't slept in 4 days, and I was so excited. I was just running around. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. We go out to this traditional birthplace of Merpati Putih, and it's called Parangkusumo. And this is the most magic place. It's like the largest iron ore magnet in the world. It's like a beach that's 100 miles long and 3 miles deep, and the sand has so much iron in it. If you take a magnet, it'll just stick to it. So we go out there, and it's like, I don't know, midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning or something. We go and we meet Mas Pung, the older of the 11th generation heirs, and he sits us down and tells us this whole story, 4 hours long, of how his training went and what it was like and what the basis of giving this to the public was, and what an incredible honor to be able to receive that story directly from him, with just only a few other people. So we walk down onto this beach, and it's the middle of the night, but all of my hair starts standing up, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what is going on? Because there's so much magnetism in this sand as we're going along. It was such a crazy feeling to get that tingle up my spine and the hair standing up on my arms. And we began our test the next day. And, there's so much more stuff that could go into this, but I'll try to keep it short. So we start this test. I still haven't slept. I was having these crazy, psychotic dreams when I was trying to sleep, so I hadn't slept. I also had vertigo from this medication. And so I'm sitting there, and we're taking the test, and our test was like 3 days long between doing the movement and then, fighting and Vibravision, doing all of the written stuff, going on a 19-mile run where during the middle, or actually right before we went on that run over a volcano, and you have to do this in the middle of the night because it's so hot in the daytime. So we're running over lava rock and all kinds of gnarly stuff with our bare feet. In the middle of the night, it's like 19 miles to run this full circuit and come back in, and then have to break all kinds of crazy hard, lava rock, big slabs of lava rock, concrete, steel, go through the braking test. And then if you pass the next day, you get to go through the initiation, which is a whole other 10-mile walk and crazy stuff going on all night long, meditations and exercises in the morning. Oh, it's just a wild adventure. In any case, I have zero sleep for 4 days. I have vertigo, and I'm sitting here doing my movement, looking at this. It's like a fly strip, but it's a gecko strip. They call them cicaks in Indonesia. They're these little teeny lizards that are running around all the walls, eating the bugs and doing whatever. They put this adhesive strip on the wall, and the gecko walks across it and gets stuck. And there's one in the corner of this place that we're testing at, the Pasanggrahan out there, and it's a traditional birthplace, the center of knowledge for Merpati Putih on this huge sand beach. Anyway, there's a dead one of those that they hadn't cleaned off the wall yet. It's just a skeleton because things have come and eaten it and everything. And I'm sitting here looking at this thing going, cicak, cicak, it means gecko, cicak, cicak, cicak. And I'm like falling all over myself, can barely see, I'm getting doubles, can barely stand up. And in the middle of that test, I actually dislocated my fibula joint, which had happened for the first time to me about 2 weeks before we left for Indonesia for that first trip. So it was a pre-existing injury. I was trying to take care of it, but boom, have this dislocation of my left knee in the middle of the movement test. So at that moment, I'll come back and I'll tell some more stories about how crazy this event ended up getting later. But At that moment where I could barely stand, barely see, and I was just trying to keep my eye on this gecko, don't fall over. And now I've got to go run over the volcano and do all this crazy stuff with a dislocated leg. I really came to a place of surrender and a place of inner knowing of really letting go into that hard experiences can still become the greatest thing for us if we just go with the flow and pay attention, no matter what our state is at that moment. Oh my gosh, I really, really found out a lot about myself because I was so far past normal. There was this whole other side of me that I didn't even know about. And the coolest part is once you find it, you can always go back and tap into it again and use it at whatever experience you're going through in the moment. It becomes a part of you and you carry it like in your back pocket. No one else sees it till you need it, and then you pull it out.